As long as you're with the enemy, you're going to continue to be the type of human being that he made you, because he made you into himself. We need to be separated from this enemy so that the disease of having been a slave can be healed. As long as you're with the enemy, you're going to.
How can we see it?
Where?
All right, give us a moment, family. Having a little bit of technical difficulties here.
Is it, you gotta put it in the StreamYard box? Or?
All right.
Call me with my mouth open like.
Greetings, peace and blessings, family. Thank you so very much for your patience there. Just had a minor technical difficulty. However, we quick moving, fast thinking, right down to the modern time. Greatly appreciate you once again to be able to showcase our live.
No, your comments. Mine is delayed.
That's all right, no worries. Thank you so very much. Good to see you again, or for you to see us again, rather. Can't see you. Anyway, we're always excited. We're very happy. We look forward to this topic of discussion. Should be rather interesting. Hopefully, we can align it in conjunction with some of our efforts and what we are attempting to do while being here in Nairobi, Kenya, on the continent. Nothing is strange or different from what we have already been attempting to do. I just think that Nairobi is a greater fit, but we'll see. Time will tell for sure, for sure. So, all right, let's I know we got people on here, but let's take care of
Yeah.
some of the just the real brief acknowledgments. We always want to acknowledge our subscribers, subscribers that have been riding with us day one. They often tell us, and we're thankful for that. And for the new subscribers as well, thank you for giving us a chance. Hopefully, we can keep you long enough as we continue to grow and grow and grow and develop. So, thank you very much. And for those that may not have subscribed yet, we still have to earn to gain your trust and further interest. Hopefully, you'll come on board. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge our agents out there. I got to acknowledge our agents. So thank you so very much. And last but definitely not least, our members. Our members, thank you so very much for your investing in us. And we're sure to come up with a treat for you. But I know it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, because we're the worst with this membership.
Yeah, but we're going to get better. We're definitely going to get better. And it's going to be worth your while for sure.
All right, so we got West Coast Media Solutions on.
All right, our beloved sister.
What a thrill to see names on the chat and YouTube, and then they come and be like, "Yo, we here."
We can put a face with the
Right.
name.
And
That's
it's
always
like,
good.
wow, this is you. Y'all look at us like that. We look at y'all like that.
Exactly.
We're like, wow,
This is true. This
we
is true.
actually met such and such is here. And there's a lot of people that came from this channel that we've met that's here, that lives here now.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. It's an awesome thing.
Surely it is.
So we're just grateful that you guys believe in us and trust in what we're sharing with you guys, and then you guys are making some serious moves. And we're actually feeling confident that it's a good move. You know, there's no regrets. It's a good move. If you don't love it here, uh,
Something wrong with you. No, I'm
yeah.
just joking.
Thank you, West Coast Media Solutions. First one, sending a beautiful
Love offering.
love. I keep trying not to say the good old church saying love offering.
Hey,
So I'm like the financial blessings.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Sister Liz, wa alaikum salam. Always good to see you. You pretty much are
Hey,
always
thank you, Sister Liz, for your beautiful contribution that
wonderful.
just
Beautiful.
popped up in there.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I love the interruption. I love it.
Hey, thank you. Always
Thank
good to see you. Appreciate you. Brother Kenneth, always good to see you as well, good brother.
We got Joe Nindi.
Wa
Joe
alaikum salam. Sister Camilla,
Nindi.
she's on time this week. She said, listen, I'm not
She ain't
missing
playing.
I'm not missing it this week. And thank you for that confirmation, Sister Liz, of being audible for us being audible. I forgot to inquire about that. I just dove right on in. The technical difficulty kind of threw me off a little bit.
Look, West Coast Media Solution going to the other side, the other land, and the flight got delayed. I tried to tell you. I tried. That's a sign right there. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Give a shout out to my good brother, Sister West Coast.
Yeah, my husband really enjoyed
That's
your
my
husband.
brother. I like that brother.
Yeah.
And Sister Patricia, good to see you as well.
One
From
day.
Brooklyn, New York. I hope all is well. I know you got hit with the 4.8 in New York, and I hope it didn't, disturb your life too much. Obviously not. You're here online, but definitely our prayers and blessings go out to all of our brothers and sisters in that particular area, in that region. And Sister Camilla, I did her braids, Sister Camilla. I did that. No, I did.
If you see crooked parts, you know he did it. Thank you, Sister Camila.
Joe says, Kariwa, Kenya, Asante Tena. Tena. Asante Tena. Thank you again. I'm learning.
He be all fancy with his new Swahili words. But what's my favorite word?
How am I supposed to know?
It means word. Little.
Help us out, Kenyan family.
Wow. Lord.
Meanwhile, while you're thinking on that, Sister Cheryl, always good to see you, of course. Awande in the place. You guys are always first in line. I tell you, it's a beautiful thing.
We can rely on the solid crew. Y'all the crew now.
Oh, he's brother. He says brother sleeping in the chair. It's okay. Tell him to check out the when we finish with when he wakes up, he can go back and he can look at the recorded version of the live.
So.
All right. So before we go any further, all right, I gotta do this. I just have to, right? Because if I don't, then you're gonna blame me for not reminding you. So I have to remind you to. There we go.
Sister Cheryl, did you put them up to this little cartoon?
Hit that like button. Just in case you missed it, get one more game. Get it one more game. All right. Here we go.
Hey,
we go.
We got Colin on today.
Brother Colin,
we got a family coming over to Rhonda right now to see you guys. I don't know if you'll be available to meet them, but they're headed that way.
Let's hope so. That will be a good connect, Brother Colin. And I hadn't forgotten about you, brother. I know you on the case here. For those that were that tuned in some weeks ago, as it relates to our family in the Gambia, Brother Colin jumped right on it, and he's still on it. And hopefully we can maybe get an update on how things are transpiring, because we have to, find out, the actual factuals, as they say. And if it's foul play, we need to go about rendering some justice. So definitely we want to follow up on that, because our beloved sisters' lives cannot be in vain. Can't do that.
Hey, we got Brother John Dooley on the house. He said he can always tell you something's wrong if they don't come to Kenya.
All right, Brother John, that's my brother. Always good to see you, Brother John.
Always good to see you.
Give greetings to your beloved wife. We appreciate her.
I hope you guys come out to our next event on the 28th. It's always good to see familiar faces. It's very encouraging, and it's a welcoming for those of us that are coming brand new to the continent.
Adding on to that, Brother John and his family, as well as Brother Colin as well.
We got to get Colin over.
When we were in Rwanda, this is where we met our beloved brothers and sister in Rwanda, and they were great supporters of Ikawa Cafe. And we are so grateful, sincerely and genuinely grateful for the support they lent. And man, it was just really good, to have that support. And it's good that we were able to establish a level of connection and friendship to carry over even here in Nairobi, Kenya. So thank you very much. I salute you and your wife. And
Mhm.
Brother Colin, I always salute you as well. So it's a beautiful thing.
So,
So you ready for we still doing the comments, or should we go
no,
into the news here? We ready for the
yeah,
news?
let's go to the news.
All right, let's go to the news. We got good news. Good news. Give me a moment.
Gotta put this cartoon up for you guys.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no, not yet. I'm gonna come back to the cartoon, but not right now. Not at this very moment. But
Oh
no,
no, he said he go to the U.S. on the 28th.
who's who?
Brother John.
All right.
Hopefully just for a quick visit.
Yeah, I know he's coming. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping too, but I'm almost sure he'll let us know. He'll let us know. Yeah, I do have a cartoon for you. Okay, here we go. All right. Latest news. Our latest news
Harris came to our cafe in Rwanda.
is All right, hold on, baby. Here we go. That's our latest news. Let me let you look at it. It's good news. We are round 2. But you go ahead. You can tell them all about it.
All right, so we are doing it again. Hopefully this time bigger and better if there is such a thing. We have so many of you guys just within an hour ago just put on our page, I just got to Nairobi. I just landed in Nairobi. So many of you guys came or is coming this month that we had to do it again. Our next networking meetup is on May 28th. I mean, June, where are we at? April 28th. Thank you. April the 28th. This time it's going to be indoors at a beautiful, beautiful Kenyan hotel. It's actually a boutique in Karen, a boutique hotel in Karen. And the reason that we're doing it indoors is because it's about to be winter here.
It is. We in it. It's rainy season.
It's rainy season, but winter's coming along as well. So we are putting this together indoors, well, indoor outdoor type of thing. It's going to be elegant, classy. We still have all those important components. This time we're trying to put in a little entertainment musically for like, let's say the after dinner, after party mixer, whatever you want to call it. But we still have important speakers that's going to be there from immigration, from banking. Y'all don't know, and we can't share it yet, but we working on some major things out here. I'm just going to say things, situations. We are putting together, I don't want to call it demands, but what expats need in different aspects: banking, healthcare, real estate, business, investment. We're putting it, we're gearing it so that it's something that we can actually use and utilize. But the bigger picture is to also help us to mobilize and to unify what we're trying to do in our efforts and building this community. And not just building community just because we need each other, because we do, not just because for security issues, because we do, not just because of your mental stability, because you will need it for that, but we're also doing it as our Kenyan people have told us that we need to become like a tribe here, like our own tribe. So now when we do these things, we're doing it to be more visible. We need to be seen. The expats are coming. The diaspora is coming. The diaspora that has been displaced, has been stolen people, not the ones that chose to leave, but the ones that was forced to leave, and their lineage and their seeds and their seeds and their seeds. That's us. We're trying to come back. And in order to make ourselves known and for people,
All right, here we go. Keep going.
for people to see our value as a community, we have to start showing them, not just letting them hear our voices, but we have to show them our impact.
So a good way to integrate into, I believe, to integrate into a society with open arms and full embrace is to meet them where they are. Meet them where they are, and even though we will be hopefully established as a community, and as my wife was saying, to be identified, but our identification not just from a just those are the black people from America, but identify based on our works, based on how we are again integrating into the society of the Kenyan society and helping it in its advancement or enhancing, helping to enhance it, very humbly, of course, and because they're hosting us, right? Yes, they're hosting us, and we want to be grateful guests. And when we were in Rwanda, when we were blessed to establish Ikawa Cafe, it was a no-brainer. It was, in fact, the first thing in our mind to make certain and make sure that there was a direct, open, clear-cut acknowledgement of the Rwandan people and the culture. So when you first entered into the gates of Ikawa Cafe, sure enough, you see Queen Gioconda right there. Beautiful queen, the last queen of Rwanda. And she was a beautiful soul and a beautiful spirit. And we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge that, to show in a way a show of our appreciation. And it was also a way of welcoming, because that particular queen, her story is such that when people would come, children, adults, it didn't matter, to the palace, she never turned them away. She always received them, and when she received them, she had them sit down, and milk is a big thing in Rwanda. They drink milk a lot, and so she would always offer them some milk, and they would drink milk. So we wanted to carry that same spirit. So here, being in Nairobi, Kenya, we want to also, in the way that we can, be able to be certain that we acknowledge their openness and willingness to accept us, but we don't. You ready for
He's
it?
about to.
Going on. All right, here we go. Wait a minute.
What did you put up?
Not yet. I'm gonna get.
You're talking about the feeding.
Oh no, no.
Okay.
I don't, you
So
can
let me
talk
just
about
share
it.
that.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So one of the ways, because it's different here, right? Here in Rwanda, we were constantly trying to embrace the culture, trying to figure out how to connect, how to relate, how to show them that we want to be a part of the community. But here, you guys are like, "Ew, stop with all that and form your own community, and we support you in that effort." And we're like, wow. So it throws you off a little bit, because we're like, well, now what do we do? So what's going to be exciting for us, and at this particular event, no, please stop asking about another coffee house. You're causing me to have shivers.
Mike,
At a particular,
ask me.
okay, ask him. So at this particular event, we're doing, again, it's going to be a 3-day weekend. And one of these days, one of the days, probably on the Saturday, we're attempting to collect 100 pounds of food, rice, beans, maize, and sugar, flour. And we want to feed at least 100 families. And I think we're choosing Kibera, 100 families, 100 women, single women, or it doesn't have to be single women, but 100 needed families in Kibera as part of our community service efforts. But we also want the locals to see us and know that we're here, and we're not just trying to take from the country. We want to add value and give back. and be a part of. So with our efforts and just putting on the expat event on the 28th, we're also going to be doing a big community service efforts where we're going to feed the hungry, the needy. They're not necessarily homeless here, even though you'll see some, you might think they are homeless, but they believe in community. They take care of each other. But because of the economy or the educational impact or the social impact of where that is, they don't have the funds for just the bare necessities. So that weekend, we are going to be, and you're going to hear more about that throughout the weeks and the months, the weeks as we go along. But we would like help. Anyone that wants to help participate can, locals, expats alike. And we intend on bagging up food. I think it'll turn out to be like 5 pounds of food per family. And hopefully we're able to feed 100 families that weekend. That's going to be the kickoff to our celebration, to our integration into Kenya for that weekend. And I'm excited and ecstatic about it.
Yeah, we are always excited to be able to do the work, really, just do the work. And we'll definitely keep you abreast as to the dates, times, the places, and all of that there. Shout out to Sister Anna. She said she was able to visit the Ikawa Cafe. She missed us. Sorry, but we missed you. But we thank you for coming through, lending the support. And S. Brown, seems as though they were at Ikawa Cafe, said the food was really good. So I'm glad to hear that. You know, it's really good to hear that. And
Brother Steve and Bryant,
Brother Steve
in Uganda, where you been, bro? We ain't seen you on these streets in a minute.
Salute to you, brother.
1 minute you coming and then you just disappear.
I wonder, we got a name for the tribe. You ready?
Oh gosh.
A tribe called Quest.
Oh my God.
A tribe called Quest. They already knew. They laid it out for us. Anyway.
So a lot of people, when they come, they talk about my side eye. I think it looked like this.
I'm gonna get a shirt with the with her picture on it with the side eye. Anyway, so moving right along. So we got more.
But it got real quiet though. It was like crickets in the chat. Like,
what's going on? So here we go. We got more. One other important announcement or some good news. I'm gonna put it as good news. How about that? Here we go. Good news. Good news. All right. Here's the good news. Y'all ready? So you're already aware of Adilah's relocation services, right? However, you can go ahead and do the honors, sweetie.
I'm so proud of that business card. I'm all like, yes. Oh, please provide a link to get a consultation. Easy.
I got you. Don't worry. Keep going. I got you.
Okay, so guys, we are officially a business in this country right now. Adilah's relocation services, Kenya is real. And it's so weird because I didn't even dream, pray on this thing at that moment of establishing such a thing. It's just, it's been a need, and it's a need that was able to turn into a career and blessing people, helping people, finding a way to take the stress and making it an easy transition for people to come to Africa. And it's like, and the thing is, I love it, passionate about it.
You see her face. Look how bright and light she talks about it.
I'm so excited. It feels so important, and it feels like it's a it's like I say the Christians say it's like a charge on me. It's like this is what you're destined to do right now. This is your steps that are ordained right now for you to do to help in this transition. So besides us on YouTube trying to dispel the myths of what it is like in Africa, how Africans look at us, how they treat us, how we're received, why we should be here, and blah blah blah. No, now it's like, listen, once you make up your mind, you no longer have to stress over how we're going to get there. We can put together a whole plan, a financial plan, whatever it takes. I have someone come in or email us. I have 8 people in my family. Okay. Well, guess what, y'all? Africa is designed for families. Kenya is designed for families. So what's hard to find over there is easy over here because they already done everything they do is with families in mind.
Everything, business, you know, you go to the
Everything.
mall, the restaurants, everything.
Everything.
It's
So
beautiful.
it's easy. The transition here, define what you need. I do everything for you. I do it all. And it's like, I realize I need this because now I have a purpose again. Where just 11 months ago, I felt like, okay, wow, everything was snatched from me. I no longer have a purpose. This has given me life again. And it's like, I get to help people make life changing decisions and bless them in return and making sure that it happens for them all the way through. So, yes, we are now officially Adila's Relocation Services in Kenya. We are, and like I said, we're meeting powerful people, we're making things happen. And they have to see the numbers. They have to see that we are serious about what we're presenting in front of you. And we know that because we see it and you guys have reached out and so many of you guys have contacted us about the services. Maybe you're not ready right now, but when you are, you will come, blah blah blah. These are all statistics and not statistics, what's the word, analytics that we're using to anchor major movements that's about to happen. Hopefully we're announcing in a few, but major things that are happening. So I'm so excited that we are now officially a business here.
Official, and you know, it's a benefit to all parties involved. It's a benefit to us. It's a benefit to those whom we are attempting to serve, and it's a benefit to the Kenyan people as well, the Kenyan, our Kenyan family. So it's a beautiful thing, and our attempt and efforts is to build relationships. We want to build relationship and just make this a great experience. And it's all about the quality of living, the quality of life. We know those of us who are in the States or the UK, wherever there is a Western or European influence or infrastructure, you know, the quality of life and living,
Yeah, I was just about to say,
there's some challenges.
we probably could meet up before then because we're in the same town.
Yeah, so brother John, thank you so very much. We're like neighbors, my friend. And Prince from Sheba is a local and has warmly received us as a Mkenyan. I think that's the singular.
The singular Mkenyan.
Mkenyan. And so we thank you for receiving us, we the diasporas here in Kenya. We appreciate that. So that's, I think, it for the announcements, right? If I may just backtrack real quickly for the diaspora networking and social affair part 2. As last time, we will on the following day we will go on the excursion, and we will connect. I just put it that way because I don't want to spoil it. Because this go round, the last one was very impactful. They tried to say I was crying, but
he said he was crying when he said.
But anyway, this what is being planned for us by a wonderful, beautiful, hardworking Kenyan, Dr. Joyce. We salute her, and we truly appreciate all. We appreciate her just because she does things for just for Kenya, right? She's a quiet storm. I'll put it like that. But she's lovable and very sweet. But when she means business, she means business, and we love that. So she has something in store for us this go around yet again, and I'm excited about it. and it's going to be something. So please, if you're here, if you're coming, please, please avail yourself. Um, get the information directly from individuals who can help your transition easier and smoother. And whatever questions, concerns, all of those things there, they'll be available for you directly, one on one. And they're excited. They're ready to serve you. They really are ready to serve you. So, with that, we can go ahead and get into the meat of it. Let's talk, family. All right. Very, as you can see, right, that particular subject, this particular subject matter is of a familiar title for those, whether from a religious, spiritual, or just looking to free themselves, or looking to, or advocating freeing us as a people, coming out of her, my people. And interestingly, going beyond the surface of what we have associated with that particular statement, or that particular, I just put it like that, statement, going beyond it. Because when we look at it from a historical, maybe even a biblical sense, and we're not going there with it, but we know it's a removal, or a moving away from a particular place to another place. But it's way, way, way much more than that from our perspective and our vantage point. And this is not just pertaining to we, the diasporas. This is pertaining to all of us of the darker people of the earth. And I say that because the influence, the Western influence and the European influence, whether it's direct, where we were impacted by the napping of us, removing us, breaking us completely down to nothing, to where we had no identity of any kind, or even to the colonization of those who remained here on the continent, or wherever we may be found, our indigenous people, even our indigenous family, even in America before we even was brought over there as well. So coming out of her is, in truth, really possessing a certain mind state, a particular way of thinking, to where we are not victimized directly, or we are not under a particular influence that is a hindrance to our progression, our rise, and more importantly, our unification. So our efforts are efforts that, while we are here, even though we're here physically, and I say this kind of all the time, my mind is never to be without, connecting with our brothers and sisters back home. So our hope is that with dealers relocation services, anything that we're doing in the way of helping to be able to bridge whatever gaps within the diaspora community in our little small way, and building relationships with our brothers and sisters here on the continent, that's where we are with things. But it's a process, and we have to, in our physical transitioning, we have to be prepared in a particular way, in a particular fashion. What do you guys say, sweetie?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Oh,
You just came out of nowhere. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
well, I mean, what's your take on it? And we're open. I don't see no comments. Come on now, fam.
So,
Help us out.
because you
I
didn't
don't.
get to the meat of it, you were just
This
talking
is
about the title.
well. This is the meat of it. This is it.
So we've been watching the news this week in the U.S., and it's not something that I do often. But because you guys, you'll send us links, you send us videos, you send us concerns, and so it inspires us. Like, all right, let's see what's going on. Let's figure this thing out. And the one thing that bothered me this week was a massive shooting at a celebration in the park in
Yeah.
Philadelphia. And it's mind blowing, especially if you think about where we are right now in Africa, or even being in Mombasa. That time of the year is so celebratory. It's so peaceful. It's so happy and joyous. Families, again, it's all about family getting together, celebrating. And here in Africa, I mean, they celebrate. We went bowling, we couldn't even get in the elevator because they were having Eid celebrations,
Mhm.
and in droves, the Muslims are out. And not just because they're Muslim, but I mean, all different kinds, Somalians, Arabs, and all different kinds of everybody was out celebrating.
Mm.
But in our beautiful country of the United States, nothing is sacred. They kick down churches. They shoot up in the churches. They shoot up in the doggone mosques, not ours, but in other mosques and
That
temples.
ain't happening in Muhammad's
But
mosque.
you're going to
Rest
come
assured,
to
that's
a
not gonna happen.
sacred, just a happy outing in the park and shoot children. Just shoot, just open fire.
Mm.
And it was like, you can't even have a peaceful day. You can't even have a day for just reflecting and sacrificing and enjoying completing your fast without some idiots coming and shooting up, and it's allowed. Carrying guns is allowed. For what? And it's weird because we're in a country where you don't even see guns. And here in Kenya, I don't even see the security with guns. I don't see
Well, the
guns.
security, you're not gonna see security. No, they don't
Now,
have
now
guns.
Rwanda, you see an AK, you see these
But
big,
but those are law enforcement though.
but I don't see guns. It's not in your face like that
Mm.
here. There's no, you gotta, it's a gun law and a stand this ground law and everyone, and now we're gonna take your, it's actually embedded in the amendments, your right to bear arms and kill each other.
But see, with that, if just to interject, but to your point, with that being in the amendment, it has to be put in context, right? Now, during that time when it was all of when America was being established, which fits right in line with this coming out of her, my people, because we're talking about a great mystery Babylon, right? But when America was being established and it was establishing itself, it didn't have a military, so to speak, right? So everybody was, look, get your arms, get ready. If we got to get it, if we got to get it in, we got to get it in. So, go ahead and get your weapons, you know. And so it was significant for that time. However, fast forward, here we are. So it's something that should be, rethought, reconsidered, and just, but we know that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. But we're seeing, as you're stating, back to your point, and you can finish, we're seeing the damaging effects of that, that rigidness of holding on to something that is really outdated. America has the greatest military on the earth. I mean, it could, I was, there's
Well, they
a,
believe it's the greatest on the earth.
it is, they spend
Man,
more money
Russia and
on,
China might have something
listen,
different to tell you.
maybe, but they spend more money on the military defense fund than anything. Even during the time of the pandemic, you can rest assured there was no depletion of funds as it came when it came to that.
No, it was more. They gave out
Exactly.
more.
So that wasn't so. Come on. I mean, it's not even really. It's not necessary. We're seeing the damaging effects of now. Real quick, and going back to your, leading to your point that there's a brother who I love dearly. I follow him on Instagram, DJ Bunkwali. Check him out, DJ Bukwali. DJ Bukwali. Just hear it. Maybe you can sound it. Can spell it. You can find him.
I don't even know.
But the brother, he's African and he's dead on. He's spot on every single time. Real quick, straight to the point, but very impactful. And one of the things that I learned was that even in Africa, maybe not in all countries, but there's a rise in gun possession that they are providing though. Just like it's very similar to like the hood.
Mm, mm, mm.
How does a military rifle get in the hood when there are no gun shops in the hood? But not a 22 or 45 or any. I'm talking about a military rifle. How do you get access to that unless it's the aid and the agency of, right? Same thing in Africa. It's an increase. There is an increase of gun accessibility on the continent. So something's wrong with that picture. But there's this, but see, you know, when you begin to connect the dots, you begin to realize
And
that,
there's an increase of them coming to the continent too.
or you got good old Bill. I'm gonna just say good old Bill.
That's what I'm just
Y'all know,
saying.
y'all
They're
know.
over here.
You know what I'm saying? And
And the
he's
uni's coming.
they're here
And they've been here.
they're talking about, you know, all of this, but what's the end game? The end game, and it really is not even the end game. They tell you straight out, look, we're trying to depopulate.
Mm.
You got 1.5 billion in Africa alone. By 2050, is looking to be like 2.5 billion or something to that effect. I
Biggest population in
could
the
be
world.
my numbers could be off, but it's an increase. And you know how I go. Anyway, I'm not gonna get all, you know, prophetic on you. But anyway, so these things are not by happenstance. The correlation between the two of the of the sons and daughters of Africa and the mother Africa are experiencing very similar effects, ill effects. It's not a coincidence, of course. So we have to get out of her.
So even with the now, let's not even get spooky.
Let's not get spooked.
Even with the getting out of her, there's really nowhere to go that you can be totally away from it. And one thing being, Sister Camila had mentioned something about the chip in Kenya. And you guys, you know, we talked about this already a few months ago before they took our video down. Before they took our video down, that same video is the one that's circulating. It's old news, but it's not, to our knowledge in the research, there's no new news about that. Basically, it's still biometrics. It's not a chip. It's biometrics.
So it's
That-
a chip.
I'm saying that's here that they're discussing and
Mm.
trying to implement as something for them to do. It weighs the same as a social security number. This is something that we've had from the beginning. They never had it. There's no way to trace birth and tracking birth records and who this person is, where they, you know, where they come from, what town they live in. It's like a social security number, and it has nothing to do with you. We've had a sister that came. She was here. She's left now. She left this morning. Last night. And her first thing was, I want to move here, but not if they're talking about chipping me. And I had to explain to her, lady, this has nothing to do with you. They're not chipping for one, but two, your blue passport has nothing to do with you. So I understand the fear and the hesitation, but being in a foreign country does not make you underneath of everything that happens in that country, vaccinations and shots and all that kind of stuff. You're still a U.S. citizen. So you have to keep that in mind, even with planning. You're still a U.S. citizen. You still, if anything was to happen, you're reporting to you're reporting to the embassy, the American embassy in that country. It has nothing to do with you.
So you made a point
Mhm.
about initially when you began that, and you were saying that keeping it, not being spooky about it, you know, because that is true. So if you're saying coming out of her, and this is from a literal physical sense, coming out of her, because to be real about it, everybody's not coming, everybody's not leaving.
Not even a
And
50%.
like Marcus Garvey said, you know, his whole back to, I'm just paraphrasing, we need to go back to Africa. He said, well, I'm not calling for all black people to go to Africa. He said, because some black, they're not even fit.
You don't even want all of us.
He said,
over
they're
here.
not even fit. So,
I don't want all of us over here.
But nonetheless, you know, the possessive pronoun, my people, there's a claim that has been taking place, right? Not gonna go into it, but the claim is we the chosen. We are the chosen. You can't. I will refuse to be a student of scripture, both biblical and Quranic, and read of great nations and people who were suffering and oppressed under that particular governance and rulership. But then there was guidance given to them to get them out of that. And we Black people who have suffered probably far greater than anyone in the annals of time or history.
Definitely.
And you mean to tell me that same God is not going to look out for us? I don't believe that. But that's a whole other discussion for another time. But even with that, that is an indicator that we are more befitting of receiving a choosing to be able to come out with greater substance than what we've been afflicted with. And so coming out of her, my people, if we're looking to actually make a true exodus, right, then there is something and somewhere we need to go. There's somewhere we have to go to. Naturally, and many of us have already made that movement. We made that move, right? And here we are, right? But there's relationship building that has to take place. I like to share with you, right? Because when we speak in terms of reparation, yes, we deserve it, right? It is deserving of such. Yet the damage effect of what was inflicted upon us, the reparation can't solely be monetary.
Mm-mm.
True independence is land ownership. We have to have land or a territory by which we can call our own, right? Now, if that were to take place, and I'm going to show you something in a moment, real briefly. If that were to be the case, then because we are so far behind, given that separate state or territory, then there is an obligation now, an obligation for the oppressors, if they are sincere in their repentance, that they would sustain us for a certain number of years. It sounds kind of familiar, right? If you pay attention to what's going on now currently and what's happening in the Middle East, but that state was established in 1948. But why though? Why would American dollars establish that for them when her once slaves are still right in front of their face? And they have not set up a separate state or territory for us that we can thrive, right? So let me share this with you real quick. And I'm not proselytizing or anything like that. I'm not imposing on any particular ideology, but regardless of what your religious persuasion or faith may be, we as Black people can benefit from a collective effort whereby we can have a full and complete freedom, equal justice under the law, equal opportunity to be recognized members of a society, right? But it starts somewhere. So let me share this real quick. So this is right here. And again, I'm not proselytizing. I'm not trying to sway you into a religion of any kind and that, but this is the Muslim program right here.
The
right?
Nation of Islam Muslim program.
The Nation of Islam Muslim program, which is intended to bring freedom, justice, and equality to Black people. And in it, point number 4, it says such, right? I'm gonna read it. I'll read it out that way. We want our people in America whose parents or grandparents were descendants from slaves to be allowed to establish a separate state or territory of their own. Now, here's the part right here. Either on this continent or elsewhere. Sound familiar? We believe that our former slave masters are obligated to provide such land and that the area must be fertile and minerally rich. We believe that our former slave masters are obligated to maintain and supply our needs in this separate territory for the next 20 to 25 years until we are able to produce and supply our own needs. Now, this is not far-fetched because it's already happening, but it's not for us. This is what the whole fight is going on over in the Middle East.
In other countries, they do it for other countries. So many of and it's just part of their humanitarian. This is what they agreed to, but they never once thought, man, the people that we or maybe because they don't see us as people. We're not a community. They don't see us as even worthy of trying to repair the damage that they've created and continue to create and keep creating. I don't want to say how I really feel. I don't, because I don't, at this point in my life, it's just time for us to stand up and do it for ourselves and stop allowing them to dictate the future of our lives. We want to leave, we want to find our own land, we want to buy. First, we have to understand that it's not a I program anymore. Because when you go to these other countries, you're looking at communities. You're looking at them coming together and making things happen. When we came here, it was even more pronounced. You see, we'll go to a particular restaurant and they'll say, oh, this is a Somalian restaurant. How do you know? You could just look and you see every single chair is warm. There's more Somalian families all in this restaurant. They don't know each other. They just know this is my brother's shop. This is my brother's restaurant. And we're going to support it. And we're going to make sure this thing continues to stand.
This is true.
We went to, and we do this probably every time we go somewhere and we'll say, who owns this? And you just look around and you look. There's an apartment building, a couple buildings down that I went in looking, for the relocation services. And I immediately knew, oh, this is Chinese owned. How do I know? Chinese people coming up and down the elevators, all down the steps, everywhere you see is Chinese people. They're going to live in their buildings. They have Chinese builders. They're going to support those builders. They got the property managers are Chinese. All of them Chinese. And they most likely came together financially and put this project together, and they're going to be rich. They're going to be rich. But poor us, the destroyed people, the stolen people with no identity. We can't figure out where the heck we from. We argue on YouTube. My family was never slaves. Okay, who cares? But we're fundamental. Who cares? Well, I'm from West Africa. Who cares? Because to them, you're still just the N-word. You're still just Black. No matter what you claim on your paper, it says African American. Doesn't matter your history or your great-great-grandmama's history, you're African American. And we can't even come together and support each other in small efforts. It's mind-blowing, and we're not going to grow unless we do it.
So we have to. It's upon each of us to take the charge and being able to avail ourselves and unifying and establishing and building community, a society, so that we can have a stake somewhere. Somewhere. But again, there's a particular mindset that we have to acquire. And that mindset is pretty much what excuse me, my beloved was saying, in that we have to when community. I heard this, I think it was yesterday, or it may have been earlier today. Community is thinking beyond yourself. Thinking beyond yourself. Not putting yourself before the greater good of the complete whole, right? And until we can acquire that mindset and spirit to know that, we can get there quicker together than trying to go alone and getting to where we need to go and then try to, no. And we're probably going to have to take the spirit of Harriet Tubman at some point. For those who are taking the charge and those who are, getting wobbly knees, we might have to as Erykah Badu said, get the shotgun to your back. But no, we have to really it's time out. It's really time out. So if we do not, because the fullness of that scripture or verse come out of her, my people, be not partakers of her sins, right? And just paraphrasing this last part of it, and pretty much be affected by her plagues. So it's all but saying that there's going to be a judgment and there's going to be a justice that will take place. But we want to be found on the right side of things. So why not go ahead and put ourselves in a position to where we can do for self? We can establish a reality, whether it's economic reality, a social reality, an education, all of those things to teach our own, teach ourselves that we can advance. We have so many brilliant minds. We built the country, we built America with
So,
very little knowledge at all. So we can do it for ourselves.
so we were having a conversation the other day with some fellow expats, and they were enlightening us on the immigration situation in Chicago and New York, and how they're now trying to displace the migrants that they originally had in shelters there. And so now they're going to displace them, and pretty much close to 50% of them will have nowhere to live.
Mm.
So, and then I think they had mentioned the other day that they're giving them rights to bear arms and all kinds of other rights, right? Wasn't that what the sister was saying? For the migrants, they're gonna.
Yeah, something to that effect.
So, what do you think is the motive behind that? America already has a homeless population that one state is bigger than some countries out here. We already have a major, massive homeless crisis in the United States in the majority of its of its states. But then you allow all these migrants to come through, and we're learning that most of them are Chinese refugees, and they will get asylum
Mm.
because of the state of China and the strict. Um, this is what I'm researching: the strict regime and the leadership over there. That most of those migrants that are Chinese will get asylum with full benefits. So, what's about to happen in the land? We're already
Mm.
over there hungry. We're already over there homeless. The cost of living is too extreme for the average worker to even sustain themselves. Now you're allowing, and what I was watching today was even mind blowing. These are middle class Chinese people, people that were over there with degrees and bachelor's degrees and master's degrees, and people that had practices over in China. You're allowed to come, seek asylum, and what do you think happens next?
Mm.
So while we're kicking and screaming and begging for them to see us, to treat us like humans, they have already replaced you. They already moving you over. They didn't need the Mexicans work for them no more. That's what Trump said. And they definitely don't want us there. What do you think is about to happen now? And we're steady there. I am American. I'm a fundamental Black American, and I'm never leaving this land. My forefathers have died and spilt their blood for this land. And, well, they came from somewhere. And they died and spilt their blood trying to not go to that land as well. But what are we going to do now? We stuck in that country because we don't want to let go something that doesn't want us in the first place.
So that's interesting you bring that point up. I'm not going to go into it at this point, but I do have a particular perspective of that there. Uh, but that's something for another time, as it relates to our right to be there. Um, but for those of us that hold that position, then it can't be business as usual, though. We can't just maintain the status that has been placed on us and that we seemingly have accepted. No, if we're going to maintain that particular position and take the claim of it being, you know, ours for the keep because we are the ones who actually built it. I'm not mad at that. However, it can't be business as usual, though. It can't be business as usual. So it will go back to giving us a separate state or territory of our own, either here, meaning there in America, or elsewhere. Otherwise, we will never experience the quality of living in life, which is governed by truth, freedom, justice, and equality. Up, and we will become completely, we will continue to be completely imbalanced, and we will never have the full repair that we need. Money is not going to do it. We see it all the time. You see most of our athletes, our celebrities who amass and acquire, they get a little better now, but that acquire and amass great, great, great wealth. It's a sad ending for mostly all of us, man, because they always die penniless. They had it and they always die penniless. Red Fox, Flip Wilson, Sammy Davis Jr., and the list goes on and on and on. And it would be much the same on a grand scale if we don't have the right frame of thinking and the right frame of in the right frame of mind, and if we cannot think in the proper way of community, which is thinking beyond ourselves, whatever amount of money or dollars that they give us will ultimately be right in the same place where we started. How do we know this? Because 1.1 or so trillion dollar consumership among Black people right now. This 1.1 trillion dollar, it could be more than that, but at least 1.1 trillion dollar consumership. We have a buying power that's greater than countries. But what are we doing with this buying power? So the dollar that enters into the Black community doesn't stay in the Black community more than 6 hours. There's something wrong with that. But if you other ethnic groups, the dollar stays in there for at least days. So whether and we're here, we're on the continent, and on a lesser degree, even we are experiencing the effects, I'll put it like that, the effects of not possessing or not acquiring or acting in a right frame of thinking and in a right frame of mind that will enable us to be able to really stand together, move together, mobilize together, and have a solidness for us, but not really just for us, but for those of us that are coming behind us, our children. So coming out of her, my people, come out of her. And this is pertaining to we, the Black man and woman of America, or throughout the diaspora, but it holds the same with our family here on the continent. Many a time we have conversations with, whether it was Rwanda, not so much here in Kenya as well, a little bit, but not as much because we hadn't been here as long as we were there. But and I don't discourage anyone that wants to travel. I don't, to explore, to take on the adventure of seeing what the world has out there. We would be remiss if we wouldn't, in having that dialogue with individuals on the continent wanting to go to the States, and we didn't caution them so that what they may be thinking, there's a balance. And there's a sister, she's a Kenyan. I forget her name. I read this morning. She has a book, and it's a guide for other, not just Kenyans that come to America, because she's in America, but for those who are traveling to America from wherever you are. And just the summarization of it, she's really hitting it on the nail. But it's beautiful because she realized and recognizes that you get to America, it's a culture shock, because what you were made to believe, what you were sold on, is not the reality. You've been had, you've been hoodwinked, you've been bamboozled, you've been run amok and led astray. And and we've had those discussions as well. Persons who've actually had the experience in being there, and they'll tell us the truth of the matter, but they'll never reveal that to those of their immediate kinfolk. And I think it's doing them a disservice. And so we have to come out completely. The diaspora, those here, because even though there is not really any colonial control, there's remnants of it. I shouldn't have to come to Africa and meet an African brother. His name is Paul. I should not. And I should not, it just shouldn't be. I should be able to meet. And by the way, we were blessed with names. I never told you what the name I was given.
Well, I'm not telling you what my name
They
is.
know yours already because they call you in the comments. They already referred to you as the. But I was blessed. Masai blessed me with the name, right? Osaligi, Osaligi, right? Which means hope. I don't think it's Kiswahili. I think I don't know what the name of the language they
They
speak.
said it was both. They said it was
It's both.
Kiswahili and Maasai.
And Masai. So Osaligi, and it means hope, right? Very happy about that. But I bring that up because I have two experiences of receiving a name, right? And the greatest honor of receiving a name that I can identify with, away from the former slave master or the colonial master, right? The first of which is when I came to Islam, in the Nation of Islam. We cannot be existing in a registered state in the Nation of Islam with European, not European, slave masters' names, because we become a slave only to God and God alone. So what was would not any longer be. So because we didn't know what our names were, then we were given the symbol of the X, which represents the unknown, but it's also Roman numeral that we have been given power to the 10th. But that's a whole nother thing. But now coming to Africa and given a name of African origin by Africans, it's a great honor.
Are you going to use the name instead of
I don't know.
Lamont?
I'm gonna have about 10 names. I'm gonna have 10 different names.
Every tribe, you're going to
Every tribe that give me a name, I'm gonna just list it on
figure
my.
out which one you like the most.
So it's a beautiful
'Cause I
thing.
need a better one than brown skin girl.
It has, well, it has deeper meaning than that, I'm
Okay,
sure.
red skin girl.
Red skin girl.
I've been the color of my skin since I was born.
So I forget where I was going with that, but nonetheless,
Thank you, sister. Let me not say that name. What name she used on here? Isn't it Sharon Got Voice? Thank you, sister. You know who you are that just sent that. I don't know if you want us to throw your name out there. I try to use the YouTube name, but let me tell y'all something. We got some of the best supporters. I feel like we know y'all. Like this is a community right here. This is family.
It's beautiful.
So when stuff like that come through, I'll be like, yo, that's our girl Sharon, right? I mean, sorry, that's and that's our friend right there. They always support. Every last one that supported just so they always support. And it's mind blowing because I'm like, they see something of value in what we're trying to say, and we're just sharing with you our life experiences is mind blowing. That must be my word. I feel like I say that every time.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Mind-blowing.
That's your word.
That's my word. They need to name me something that has something to do with blowing your mind. Like if I was in Rwanda, they would call me Nibdiza.
Oh my gosh.
I am the Nibdiza woman. I try to say that for everything.
Any-
Amazing.
Anyway, so it's imperative that we put great attention and direct our attention. And this is nothing new. It is nothing new under the sun. This is an effort, of course, that even in the states that is ongoing, and it's been ongoing to unify us as a people, and so that we can, have a greater quality of life and living. Now that we're here, you know, in Kenya, and we've given, and I would say, an opportunity to have a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
A new beginning,
This person keeps calling.
a life hereafter. No, yes, thank you. I'm sorry, family. A life.
The crazy thing is when you do Uber, the drivers still have your number, and then they call and be like, "Oh, sorry, wrong number." I'd be like,
And so, what a great opportunity, right? This is how I'm thinking. This is my thought process. For those of us who are here and we are given this opportunity, somewhat of a different start, maybe a completely fresh start, right? Because we are now in an environment that, coupled with the awakening that we were blessed to arrive at, and the level of consciousness to be motivated and take a step, right? This is nothing against anyone who had not, but for those of us that have, and take a step to transition and relocate. Now, what we would have to do is, because we don't have those barriers, we don't have those constraints, we're not confined in our way of being able to exercise, the greatness that is within us, and that we are matching with those who are already here. Now we have to really solidify, because we can't just forget about those of our brothers. Let's make a way. Let's develop a community so strong and so structured and so effective that we can not only position ourselves, but we can present ourselves, and with all due respect and humility to these African governments, and say, my people in America and across the diaspora are suffering. We need a way for them. We need a way for us. We are your sons and your daughters.
but we're not looking for a handout. We
That's
just need it to be.
that's my point. My point is, if we, as we are here, and of course, I know we have families, and we have to, we got to tie your camel, and you got to make sure you're square and taken care of. But we are a community, and if we can really unify in a manner, in a way that we can be identified to the point where we can truly, man, make a way for one another, truly make a way for those. And it doesn't mean that they will have to move here, but again,
It's
building
not big enough
relationship,
for all of us. Everybody's
just
not.
building relationship.
And support the ones that do. Support the. It's funny because we literally have to tell people, don't tell nobody you coming until 30 days or 2 months before you're ready to go.
Oh boy.
Because words are powerful. Imagine your mom telling you, baby, that's not what you want to do. I'm up in age. Your daddy about to die. You know your brother no good.
What?
What's going to happen to us? You cancel that, and you stick it around now until they gone. Cancel that.
But on the flip side, think of it this way. Here's a counter. The counter would be, Mama, I'm going to make a way. You've instilled in me a value. You've instilled in me a fight that I can go and I can help. It may not be in my lifetime, but I can go put my hand on the plow. I can grab a nail and hammer the nail into the plank that's going to take us where we need to be and where we need to go.
Let me.
So if we can possess, again, coming out of her, my people, man, we have been claimed by the Most High. Man, we've been claimed, but we have to in turn claim him and what he is waiting to give to us. Anyway, go ahead.
So, Angela Gould, is there a message board allowing people to visit as a group? Airbnb, get an opportunity to look at business opportunities, living space, rent, or until the business is off the ground. Also, land offers. That's a weighted question. Two things, because I think you have something from you were going to show of Kia's, right? So we
And there's
do.
another brother who says something on those specs too, so I was going to show it. Go
Okay,
ahead. Go
so
ahead.
we have two things in
Excuse
place.
me.
One, our relocation services pretty much covers a majority of that. And it's not necessarily a group. We're building a community here. So we have you guys see, that's why we post pictures on our community. We want you to see. And one of the lady that was leaving, left yesterday. She had went and visited South Africa for a couple of days, and then she came here. And I said, so what do you think? How are you feeling? You know, which country do you think you're going to choose? And she said, you know, I love South Africa, but Kenya, you guys have a community. That touched me so much because that's all we're trying to do.
Excuse me.
You guys have a community. Having a community is a safeguard for you. And it plays on your mental. I promise you. It plays on you because you could be in the best country of your life, has everything. But when you're walking and it sounds like crickets in your head all around you and everybody has their families and they're doing what they do and you're by yourself, it weighs on you. Even if you're the introvert and you don't even need nobody, let someone bump you by mistake, or let someone try to choke you or mug you or something.
What's all the demonstration for?
In your mind, okay, do I call the police? But these countries don't work like the US. They ain't really coming. Who can I talk to? Who can I call? I don't feel safe. You have a community. And I can say that now because a situation happened and she dropped a note and the community answered. I sat back like a proud mama, like, it's working. So we have that in place already, but we are also still partnering up with our sister. He's going to show you what's going on with her real quick.
Yes, our beloved sister. Y'all know her. We've had her. Y'all probably know her before that, but just letting you know that we've also had her as a guest. We were honored to have her as a guest on the Real Talk Live, and she's been working, you know, in and out of Kenya. She's just been doing it for years, like years. And it's not just Kenya, but just in various places. But her love is Kenya. And this is our beloved. She just got to answer this phone.
Because it might be an emergency or something.
All my family is here. Anyway. All right. So anyway, and so this is our sister. We love our sister. And so she is it's already in motion. She's doing a journey to Eden, which is a effort that will reach back, right? Bringing our brothers and sisters from the States to have an extended day experience here in Kenya. But even further than that, I'll just touch on it. She is, and this goes to answer one of the questions that another brother had posted earlier in the comments, and his question about touring the U.S. cities, and I'm assuming he might be Kenyan, and that's in the plans and they're working with this sister as well. So it's almost like a exchange kind of program type thing. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful thing. Now, the efforts of our beloved sister, this is Sister Kia Wakisho Simmons. She's got her she's been blessed with an African name as well. The efforts has reached far and wide to notables here in Kenya, and they love her efforts, and they loved her efforts to the point that they've actually blessed. I'm saying her, but on behalf of the diasporas and the efforts to be able to exist here in relation with Kenyans at the same time, like literally physically living in the same estate, if you will. So we are partnering with her in assisting and aiding in that, because very similar in our efforts, not quite the same, but very similar. But again, it's community. Listen, we gotta, whatever's gonna work and what's gonna help expedite and make this a reality, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. So just show you something real briefly here so you can get a visual impression and hopefully be inspired by such. And let's see, here we go.
How did I get 40 acres of land in Africa? As you can see, this is my first time meeting Mzee Gitu, the chairman of the Mau Mau Freedom Fighters of Kenya. He's super excited about what we're doing in terms of the initiative of welcoming the children and the cousins of Africa to Kenya. This is us doing the process of picking out the finishings for the homes, building out the floor plans, creating the model homes. As you can see, they're very modern. We're just super excited about this project, and I'm excited to share this with you all. I did not have a clue that we would be doing this, but look what the ancestors have given us. This is us just getting ready for the land to be laid out, and I hope to see y'all this year on the Gitu estate. Peace.
So very short, sweet, straight to the point. But it's good to see, we can vocalize all day long. But when you see ground being broken, like that she was given 45 acres of land. I think it's like maybe even more than that, but she's been given at least 45 acres of land, and on that land, and the state is being established and built. So we speak in terms of, if you coming out of her, where you going to, here you go. Here you go. It ain't no free ride, of course, but it's definitely, more of affordability of what you're gaining and going to gain and get than if you were in the States, right? So I mean,
But what she's doing, not just for the land part, but she's doing, it's called Back to Eden.
I said that.
And
We're going to give it
it's
some
the
more.
group.
Right.
It's a group effort where you don't have to come alone. It's 7 days or 12 days. You can pick or choose which group you want to go on, but you don't have to come alone. And she shows you different areas of Kenya, different land, different projects. She showed you Mombasa and Nakuru and some, I know I said it all wrong, and some other areas in Kenya that are up and coming, more that are prominent. They also show you some uh, the land opportunity, like he said, in the project that she's working on. But for those that want to go on a group trip and a group effort, say you don't want to be a solo traveler, but you want to go with an organization, you're all together. We'll put up her link as well, but it's just so that you can have the airplane is taken care of, the hotel is taken care of. I think some of the meals are taken care of, as well as the guides and the transportation and all of that. So it's easy. You just pay your money and just jump on the trip. So for those that want to go on that route, you have that opportunity as well. And we're going to be partnering up with her a little bit more so you guys can see how that project unfolds as well, or be a part of it. Be a part of it. We were speaking with her the other day, and there's a whole lot of different categories that you could fit in. If you are interested in buying land, it's not just land. You have to buy the whole packet, which is land and a brand new house being built on the land. And the pricing will blow your mind. These are luxury homes, or regular, and if it was in the state, project prices. These are really, really nice.
Not that low, but you're gonna get your point though.
Okay, well, really, really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nice.
Thank you, Wayman Brown, for your love.
That's my brother, Brother Wayman. Listen,
Oh, okay.
me and Brother Wayman have never physically met, but we've been communicating over the years. And he's a sharp brother, and it's good to see your name. And I'm glad you were able to catch this live as well. And we thank you for the love offering that you extended, and we truly appreciate it. We really do, man. It's good to one day, inshallah, God willing, we'll be able to share the same space and we'll continue building.
And until then, thank you for that
Yeah.
beautiful financial blessing.
So let me just address this real quickly. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to, right?
What
So,
happened?
so our beloved sister, I believe it's sister, Laronda Hicks, there are no jobs or in any employment in Africa, which is
Right.
absolutely false. There are jobs. They work in Africa. There are a lot of successful people in Africa, Africans, right? I'm not talking about we implants or the
Look what CNS says. Yeah, they just sent her to a tree and eat.
right. Come on, it's crazy. It's ludicrous. There's employment here. There's people who work. There's infrastructure. Nairobi is progressive. It's advancing, and daily we see it every day, right? And these are some of the things that gives us purpose. Because the previous comment from from Laronda was, if in fact there was no YouTube, how would there be a means of sustainability and maintaining? But there is, and we use it wisely. We use it to uh, our I guess you could say our advantage, in the sense that it allows for us to be able to use it to debunk the myths and the misconceptions that have laid on our minds for too long about Africa. We showcase Africa in our experience, not for vanity. We showcase our experience in living in Africa to be able to assist and help and to aid by showing people.
It's our ministry at this point.
People in Africa are not primitive. They're not walking around or running around with spears and bones in their noses and climbing. No, man, that's not Africa.
Not the ones we see. They wear suits. Their hair is laid.
They driving. They driving
Range Rovers and BMWs
and the whole bit.
Well, I don't know what you.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what we were thinking. Okay, I was getting my nails done this morning, and I was sitting there and I was watching the ladies getting their hair blow dried, and I was like, I thought African hair was like mine. Big, long, luscious, beautiful hair, natural, that they're blow drying. And I'm just confused because I'm like, I tell everybody I got African hair. No, that's not my tribe either. Because everybody, every chair, these women have thick, beautiful manes, getting their hair done. Lady was getting her eyebrows, this thing, threaded. Bad, just cut perfectly. And I'm just like, this is not the Africa they told us about. Where's your bone in your nose? Where's your feet? Why your feet not ashy? In the States.
That's what
In the States, we say that we just be saying the craziest stuff.
The ignorant stuff, because we were not taught any better.
They'd be like, he's African. You see his feet ashy in those sandals. And you'd be like, okay, please. These people be over there, the sneakers, brand name, everything. Don't sleep. You know what? Forget it. Don't sleep on Kenya. Because we only been to 3 countries over here. And I'm telling you, Kenya will blow your mind. Nairobi will have you confused.
And evidently South Africa.
They said Zambia. What's the one with all the Namibia?
I mean, just all over. And listen, Wudamaya is doing a great job. Wudamaya has taken it upon himself to show Africa in its true light, and he's inspired so many, we included, so many people to really, put on a whole new set of lenses and looking to Africa. And I mean, it's too late in the day to have the type of thinking like that. Come on, man. We can't think that way.
You can't. And in the other parts of the world is looking at Kenya people to come over there and work for them. That tells you the type of minds that the Kenyans have, the type of education that they have behind them, how they're able to, and these aren't these aren't domestic jobs that we're talking about. We're talking about fields in IT. We're talking about teaching jobs. We're talking about things that require brain power. And they're like, wow, the Kenyans over there, that's the workforce that we need. That's who we need to bring over here and hire to work in our businesses. So they're looking at these countries, except for us, because we've been sold a narrative, so we don't want to come back home. We don't want to come over here. We don't want to fight the lions and the tigers and play with my monkeys. Nobody wants to do that.
Mm.
But the rest of the world is looking at Africa.
Everybody knows Africa's, like you said, they know Africa's, man, what none exist if it weren't for Africa. Just be straight up. I mean, and just as a reminder, as far as recent, when I say recent in this dispensation of time, recent findings, which was many years ago, Louis Leakey and his as an anthropologist, has found the oldest bones of humankind right here in Kenya. Right here in Kenya. And so it all began on the continent. It's all here. And so if it began here, everything that came after it came after whatever was already before it, starting right here on the continent. So we are the forerunners as African and Black people. We're the forerunners. And we just been hit over the head, right? And it's caused us to have just a lapse, and there's a giant, there's a lion in a cage, right? He's walking back and forth, just trying to get out. That's us. That's us.
Mm-hmm.
Just let us get out. When we get out, it's
Watch it shine.
it's a wrap. But anyway, I'm seeing the comments.
Let me answer.
I'm gonna put this up here because they've asked.
Obeying, no, you don't. And it's almost a misconception. There's ways to handle all kinds of things. Doing Garvey TV, that's not true. That's not true. I know that's the route that you went, but you didn't come through us first because we could have helped you with that. But that's not true.
I didn't see that comment. So
the 100,000 in the bank, Kenyan bank, to make it happen. You don't need all of that. There's ways. There's ways, and what we're learning about Kenya, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know.
And you need to make connections. You need to make relationships. You can't try to go online like you're in the States and think you can go online and just do everything that one route because that's what makes sense to us. That's not how it works in Africa. And if you don't know who you need to know, you stuck. But you come into the network, and that's why it's important to communicate in the network. It's important to build a network because expats that been here and have done it, they knows the in and outs. They know how to make things happen. They know how to find the fine lines and all of that stuff that we're not going to talk about right here. But you have to connect. And when you make those connections, life is easier. That's why I said we're a security net for each other. Life is easier. Life is less expensive when you have a network. And when you out there making friends and meeting people in power, they show you how to make it. They will give you the ropes. They'll tell you how to make it here in Kenya and do this and do that. And then you take it back to the community and you help them. That's what we're doing. So I can say without a shadow of a doubt, nope, you don't have to have a local to start a business. You don't have to have all of that other stuff either, but you do have to have a network. And when you come in that network, they can show you how to do it.
So, I think that's about it there.
LJ, adilahsrelocationservices@gmail.com.
Hold on, I got you, LJ. Just watch the screen. I got you, my friend. There you go.
So y'all, we're going to post up the testimonials so you can see what we're saying is real. Mm-hmm. But until then, also with our event on the 28th, we want Wakenyan to come. We want more of the, I don't want to say the locals, but we want more of the locals and the expats to build. because again, our survival relies on who we know, right? We can continue and build in the circle. We needed to meet the people that we have around us. If we didn't meet them, we would probably been gone by now, most likely. You have to be connected, and we cannot do this without you guys. Y'all have opened your arms up and welcomed us and told us we want you to come. So we need you guys to be there as well. We want to meet you. What can we do, or what can we do together? How can we network? What can we offer you? What can you offer us? Let's build together. And that's the sure way for us to be able to stay here and survive and thrive. We don't want
So
to just
true.
survive. We want to thrive.
Yeah, we didn't
survived in the
yeah,
States.
we didn't
We're trying to come out of
We're trying to
survival mode.
thrive.
Well, you guys just
Thrive.
sitting here blessing us with Wayman Brown sent another love offering.
Brother Wayman, thank you again,
What are the
brother.
biggest adjustments that you think most Black Americans will have to make? Okay, we're going to have to do that on our next live. We'll do the next live with more of a step-by-step, what we need to do to be able to make it here, to get here. You can also do a consultation and get all those questions answered as well. adilahsrelocationservices@gmail.com. You can do a consultation and we can have one-on-one dialogue, and we can help you to create a path so that you're able to make that transition. Purple Bill Composure, thank you so much for your love offering.
Thank you very much.
USA's greatest fear is Black people leaving en masse. So they feed you propaganda in Africa.
So true.
They've been doing that for years, and now
So
we know
true.
why. Now we know why. Now that we're here, I was driving somewhere this morning in an Uber, and I was stuck because I thought I was in Atlanta.
Yeah, yo, this is crazy. Nairobi, that's a whole nother thing.
And not just
Atlanta-
regular Atlanta. I'm talking about Buckhead area where we
Buckhead.
used to walk at. I was sitting there like, wait a minute, where am I? Like I literally got lost for a second. Nairobi, man.
Nairobi's a beautiful place.
I have one complaint about Nairobi, and I want to figure out as a community how to solve it. And that if we can take the cleanliness of Rwanda and bring it to Nairobi, which man,
I'm glad you
because that's the businesses people asking about. What can they do?
Right, but I'm glad you bring that up because the reason I'm glad is because as it relates to community, in my mind, I'm not just thinking like, okay, neighborhood type stuff, like small community. I'm talking about, as a people extending far and wide as far as possible. Of course, the naming of, as it relates to the definition of it would change, but you get the idea. So my wonder has always, right, as we look at the continent of Africa and we look at coming out of her and ways how we can come out of her on the continent of Africa, where I would like to believe that if I were a president of a country here in Africa, right, and my duty, my primary duty is to serve the people, right, to make sure the people have a quality way of life and living, to make sure that all of their human needs are met, food, clothing, and shelter, to make sure that they're safe, to make sure that they are secure, right? If in any of those areas there's a miss, and let's use the example my wife gave as far as the cleanliness of the streets, the communities, and so forth and so on. I would like to think and I would like to believe that if I had the sincerity of heart to want to make sure that the people of the constituents that I am serving, if I am incapable in thinking of a way to make sure to see how I can correct what is amiss, that I would reach out to another country. Let me reach out to His Excellency Paul Kagame and ask him, what did you implement? What was it? What is the structure? What is the format that you implemented that enabled you to have such a clean country? I'm not talking about just Kigali. I'm talking about the whole country. You travel to Musanze, you travel to Bugesera, you go anywhere, you're going to see cleanliness and you're going to see people working. That's employment.
That's their main source of employment.
And you're going to see it. So, you know, and I can't really.
So that's a business opportunity.
It is a business
because
opportunity.
even their trash sanitation pickup services, these are privately owned companies. So now that means it might be an opportunity for privately owned companies that will do street cleaning, because I don't know if that's a thing, including the sidewalks.
So Obeng said garbage collection in New York is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man, we can do this.
Yeah.
You know,
you got so many brand new
yeah, we can do
buildings and
something
high rises
similar.
being built. They all chip in and pay privately owned street cleaning companies. In Mombasa, the same thing. They need private owned street cleaning companies, but they also need pressure washing companies, because that mold on these buildings is an eyesore and it's a health sore. So street cleaning, pressure washing companies on the coast, street cleaning over here for
Exactly.
sure, cleaning the streets, cleaning the sidewalks, keeping Nairobi. Nairobi is so beautiful. I never loved cities. I'm not a city girl.
I'm the city dude.
I'm a suburbanite all day. Nairobi gives me that mixture of being in the suburbs and the city at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. But it's dirty.
We have it ain't Philadelphia dirty.
No. It ain't even. It's just dirty compared to Rwanda, and we have Rwanda
Yeah,
nines.
so it ain't
even filthy. There's not even what's this, graffiti around.
No, you don't-
I don't see broken
Listen,
glass.
no,
I don't
no.
smell stuff. I haven't seen no rats. I know we got some. Don't tell me about it. But normally when it's trash, like Nairobi is not nasty.
No, it's not.
It's just
like
not
that.
clean as Rwanda. Imagine if it was. Oh,
But see, and that's the thing. It's like, listen, black people, come on, black people, we have something to offer and to bring. We have something that we can offer to bridge and to build in relationship. You know, who's to say that we can't just, draft a letter in with respect to, His Excellency and say, hey, listen, I have an idea, or any of the ministries, that are over that particular thing that you may have an idea. Why can't we do that? And just offer and extend just the thought and the idea. Who knows? It's called sowing seeds, man. Sow the seeds.
yeah.
So-
Pap D, I don't know. He's just a walking encyclopedia. He
Yeah,
knows
He
everything.
does.
It'd be funny if it's not even a he
Oh man.
and it'd be a she. But he said, hold on, because I wanna see if we can get that information.
Is this about the local government?
Actress Lupita Nyong'o father is the governor in Kisumu, and that's the cleanest country in Kenya.
Kenya City.
Kenya City, and that might be something we need to take a note of.
Pap D, let me ask you a question. How you know this stuff, brother?
In seconds, he's like,
It's admirable, I say.
and he not afraid to go back and forth with you either. Anthony Kirk. So if the sister is getting the land free, why is she selling us a house of her choosing? First of all, she's not getting the land free. She was allotted land to build on for the expats, and soon for locals as well. Two, she is. It's like any type of
It's an
you
estate.
pick out the house that you want. When you're dealing with builders, they're only building certain different types of houses. They have their own code, their own designs. So you pick out the house you want. You pick out your own finishings inside, I'm sure. What this between this model and that model and so forth. But that's just an option. She's not the only option.
Right. That's just
But
right.
she's providing an option and making it easy so you don't have to try to figure stuff out.
And the broad and let's not lose sight. The bigger picture, the broader picture of it all is that this is not a self-interest for her. And she did not seek this. She didn't seek it.
That
She
wasn't
was
even
sought.
on her agenda.
And she says it briefly. She was sought after based on the work that she put in on behalf of the diasporas. So the broader picture, the bigger picture is laying groundwork to pave a way for those of us who are here and those who are looking to come. And it's going to, I mean, who knows? But it has caught the attention of the chairman of the Mau Mau.
The Mau Mau. I like
That's
that word
major.
too, Mau Mau.
That's major. And my Joaquins can tell you about the Mau Mau better than I can. But come on, man, warriors. So we can't lose sight. We can't lose sight. We can't lose sight. We have to keep the eye on the prize. And wherever, if someone is leading the charge and they've already got one end of the table up,
that's what we're talking about, support.
Get the other end of the table.
We're ready to tear it down because it's not your idea. That's just an option. Go a different route.
Help. If you can't, if you don't got the dollars, if you can't doing it, if you have a know-how, if you have an expertise, avail yourself. Share. She's open.
Yeah.
And she'll tell you quick, look, listen, she's just responding and she's being obedient to a call. She's not no expert in this stuff, but she has the key thing. She has a love for the people. That's a true leader. You have love for the people and you're serving outside of yourself, thinking outside of yourself, which builds community.
And she loves Kenya.
She loves Kenya.
Now she's been all over. She could have chosen any country. She's fighting here in Kenya for us. So why not put your support behind it? If that house situation isn't for you, we can't afford the situation right now. We can't. I want to look at it, maybe even dream, but that's not our reality right now. But it doesn't mean it's not yours. So why not go where the ground? She already laid it out for you. Y'all want to come and do things on your own, and that's great. But I keep getting emails. I went to this Airbnb and there's roaches all over the place. I know you didn't reach out. I could have helped you with that. I'm at this Airbnb and the water won't get hot and it keeps running all night and it's too loud and blah. I know, but you didn't reach out beforehand because we already done laid out the groundwork and have made these connections to make sure you don't have none of these issues. And that's the part of the community you guys keep missing.
And let me say, and I'll say, I see and I watch my wife. I watch her go to work and she does not on the behalf of whomever she's serving. She does not cut any corners. She would not allow anyone to pull no wool over her eyes. If it's not up to standard, if it doesn't meet the needs of the client, and not even that, if it's something that even the client is not even aware of that she picks up, she's not going to let them get away with it. She's serving in the capacity to make sure that whomever is coming this way is going to get the best, so that they can have the best experience and the best quality of living that they possibly can have. And that's how we have to be. We cannot just go for no. But at the same time, what it does, see, this is the beauty of it. What it does, it puts something in and on the person that she's working with, meaning the local, right? The realtor, the so forth and so on. It allows them to be able to see a little more broader. It allows them to be able to up their standards. And it allows them to be able to make sure that whomever they work with next, that they got something that they can walk away with, that they can present to them and give them the same, if not the same, but even better than they ordinarily would give them in the way of service. So it's a win-win. We're working together, we're building relationships. And so even though my wife is working on behalf of these clients, she doesn't even want to see the shortcomings and the failure in those who are the Kenyans. She wants them to be successful. And this is how we got to be. No, man, this is what you do. Okay, let me help you. No, don't be on time. Don't be late. Come on, man. If I'm asking you for this, give me this. Don't give me nothing else. Listen. And that's how we help sharpen one another. We help each other become the best that we can be, that we can offer each other the best so that we can have the best quality of living. That's what it's about.
And that's it. We want to thank Patrick Mwengi for your beautiful and just to seeing it, when we see it come from a local, that is like, wow.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for the love offering.
Yeah. So Divinely Purpose, you said you would like more information at dealersrelocationservices@gmail.com.
I just had it up there.
You just had it up there.
I put it up
We'll
there.
set up a consultation and answer all your questions and help you with your transition. I'm tired, y'all.
She's tired. All right, we almost
I think
2
after
hours.
an hour and a half, you see I'm holding my throat. I'm like, okay.
So I'm
all
gonna
right.
just put this up one more time, just as a reminder. Listen, we need you guys to come.
Yes,
if you're here.
locals, or everyone that's going to be here on the 28th. All you guys that have texted us saying that you just arrived, you're in Nairobi right now, you're here for a month, you're here for 3 months. We really would love to shake your hand, meet you, get some pictures with you guys at our next event on the 28th of April. 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's about 2
Almost
weeks.
2 weeks. We got a lot. We got to move fast.
Yeah.
But we need you guys to come on, get your tickets. Or not your tickets. Go ahead and get your registration in, get your numbers counted. We are limited on our occupancy again. So we only have this one open for 60 seats, 60 people. And last time we pretty much was very close to making that mark. So I already know this time is going to be tight. So hurry up and get your registration in.
All right, so screenshot that. I'm gonna leave it there for a second. Screenshot it. The only thing I don't have on there, I do apologize, is the way you can send your payment. But it's right here.
She said post the email again for a dealer's relocation service.
I'll send that. And Divinely Purpose, we look forward to hearing from you for sure. Let me post that right quick for you. And
thank you guys. Again, if you have any questions, we have a tour going on right now. We got a group that just went to Mombasa. We have a group that's going to Zanzibar. Don't forget, we're not just relocating. We also do tours, East African tours, Rwanda, Tanzania, and now Kenya. So if any of you guys want to jump on getting one of those trips in, maybe connecting with one of the groups, you can also hit us up. Same thing at dealersrelocationservices@gmail.com, and we can get you on those tours as well.
And as just a brief reminder, and we're done. Listen, we have other social media handles, Instagram. Please visit us on Instagram. All right, and it's very easy. Residential Tourists. Love to have you follow us, and we would love to follow you as well. Support whatever it is that you're doing. We want to do that. And also our Facebook, same thing. Facebook, the Residential Tourist, very simple, very easy. And please.
And thanks to everybody that has sent us
a love offering.
Financial blessings today.
What, you don't like love offering?
That's that good Sunday love offering thing. I don't want copy from the church. Our financial blessons today. Thank you so much.
The Reverend Lonnie Love, thanks you for the love.
And all the emails that you guys sent while we're on live regarding consultation, thank you. But you had me looking crazy online trying to answer questions. But thank you guys. We'll get your consultations in this week. And this is what we do. This is what we love. This is how we thriving here in Kenya, is by helping you. So don't be afraid to reach out beforehand. Don't reach out after you arrive and tell me, oh Lord.
It's your prerogative.
You can, but I'm telling you, you're gonna bump your head. Why not just take an easier route and let someone do it for you?
Purple Pill. 2 weeks in August. Okay.
We have a lot of people coming in August. That's probably going to be another big month.
Sure, just let us know.
Because I know Liz, I know you in there. You're coming in August.
Our beloved sister.
And we have another person. I don't see them on here, but they're coming in August. It's about 5 or 6 families coming in August.
Okay.
So that's going to be, make sure we're going to be here in August. That's his birthday month, so I guess we can't go nowhere.
Bring some gifts. No, I'm just joking.
Bring him some Twizzlers. He'll be happy.
No, I don't bring no Twizzlers. I'm done.
Pop D
bring me some
flirting though. Let me tell you, Pop D be flirting.
All right, we ain't worried, but bring me some navy beans. That's what I need. I need some navy beans. Whoever's coming, listen. I said it, before. I don't know, but he's probably not on here. Our brother. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but our good brother. When he came, he and his lovely wife, they came, and he heard me talking about, man, there's no navy beans. That's here. in East Africa. So he came and he said, I got something for you. And I'm like, man, what is
He
it?
said, bring you some Atlanta weed.
Oh, wait,
It'll
don't bring
fix
that.
your cough.
Don't bring me that.
So
So
me can't breathe now.
Navy beans. If anyone would be just,
We have a subscriber coming next month. He heard her say, do you guys need anything? And I said, mm-mm. He said, beans, Navy beans. I'm like,
and if anybody got a straight flight, go ahead and hit one of my brothers that's out in the community doing his work.
nobody's bringing,
Bring
smushed
me a
up
bean pie and a
No.
Final Call newspaper.
No.
Bring me both if you can, and when we get here, we'll make sure we take care of you.
Oh my God.
But
I'm not paying for smushed up bean pies.
And listen, if you're coming from Chicago, if you're coming from
I
Atlanta,
might go for that one.
and you say, hey, you know what?
Custardy kind.
I'm gonna bring my brother a bean pie. If not, Navy beans is good. Anyway,
Navy beans.
that's it. Thank you, family. We appreciate you always. Always a good time. Always great to be able to spend a moment with you. I hope that it's something that we shared that is enlightening and insightful. If there was any offense in any way, charge it to our head and not our heart. Definitely not intended. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. We look forward to seeing those that are coming. We look forward to seeing those that are already here. We are grateful for those that we've already met that have come and are here. And, we just want to make this a whole family affair. And let's progress, man. Let's move. Let's do this. This is our time. This is our season.
All right.
This is our season, family. So let's make it happen. So with that, for those in the States, enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's early. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings to you. Those of us on this side, enjoy your evening. Hope you'll start the week off really, really good tomorrow. And we'll see you next time.
He can't let y'all go.
I can't let you
just
go.
drag it into
All right. Peace and blessings.
Look at this. Pat B said he flirting with this lady.